Okay, hello guys. Hope you're well today. So we are another day on ES to trade. Uh, so now it's time I think to do our prep. So we see the bigger picture now on the 50 minutes chart. So we can see. Let's give me a sec to bring up my drawing tools. Hold on for a moment. Okay. So we can see now we are overall in a balanced in after the gap up on Sunday, we see that the market is in a balanced condition between 1716, 7516 and 7566. So in that like 50 points range. So I'm not sure the market has shown we see that since yesterday it keeps doing higher highs with the latest support 75.48. So I'm not sure if this is just part of the rotation or is actually an attempt for the bulls to break above. Okay, so we have to be prepared for both scenarios. So also we don't know. Another scenario is we don't know if any of the supports like 75.48 or 75.30 will be actually the a very good support level to take trades from. Okay. We have a clue, and I'm going to show you what I mean. But this is our just first impression of the market. Okay. Now we see the first impression of the market, as I said, the rotation. And now let's go and see our high time frames. So we see our high time frames here, and we see that. Let me just bring it back. And we see that was here. So here, that was a trade that took yesterday. After the rejection, we tested the previous day low. We did a failed breakdown on the overnight low. So we tested the 1.5. Here's the monthly 2. Here's the monthly 1.5 with a poke. So we tested that area and we see that it holds. Since then, we saw like a small rally and we back tested once and twice this CVA high. Okay, so a good point to place a trade would be actually a retest or a failed breakdown. This here we have the overnight low. So if we see market rejecting right away or doing a failed breakdown on that CVA high or even TP up to the poke and then reclaiming, that all three they are variations of the same scenario, a rejection from the CVA. So it is a good solid trade. First profit target we can take is probably this POC or the +2 like yesterday. So we can take this trade, this range. Okay. There's another scenario if we go deep inside the CVA and we test the previous day low and we take scenario from the CVA low, a kind of acceptance of the previous day low, and we take a trade right here. So this is another variation. If it is market decides to go in deeper and test the DFL breakdown on the previous day low. So how this all are correlates with the bigger picture. So I'm going to give you an example. Let me try to bring. I'm just going to erase this. I don't need it anymore. Let's put it on the top. Okay. So how they correlate, we're going to see now. Okay, so this is a range I was telling you before. This is a range. So the CVA low corresponds with a lower, so this area corresponds with the lower edge uh, of the structure. Okay, so that's a good point. This POC and the overnight low corresponds with 7530s, which it has been tested once, twice. Here we did the failed breakdown 3 times and it holds. So that's a good point to take a trade from. And the CVA high, we can say it's like in this area, belongs to 75.30. Okay, so 75.48, I don't think it's gonna hold. Now we're driving into it because I think it's like kind of in the middle of the range. So I don't think it's a good place to take a trade unless the trade is a breakout and retest of that area actually. Of that area of this area, not the whole. Since there's a structure within a structure, so you can see here, 75.48 is a structure with these highs within the bigger structure. So if price wants is very bullish, it might want to test the 75.48 as a break and retest of this smaller structure. But again, it's not reliable because we don't have any high time frame there. So this is the smaller structure within a bigger structure, as you can see. Let me just take a screenshot. Okay. So yeah, that's the area. Now we'll come to test again, as I said, this area. Now let's see how these levels are corresponding with our uh, previous VWAP chart. And now let's see. So here you can see. So as you can see, so compress it a little bit. So this is the overnight. So overnight, what the price did was coming from the lows. It crossed the previous VWAP, it tested the previous DVA high, came back in, retested it once here, and retested the DVA low again to break out and tested 75.66, which is the plus 2 monthly. And now it just came back again. So, thinking that we see gradually, let me see. Okay, thinking that we see gradually higher highs here. It's fair to say that the market is bullish, okay? If the market really wants to do some breakdown, it can either do it here, the previous DVA high, or the VWAP. This area is really good. Alternatively, so this area here corresponds with the CVA high, so there's a confluence there. That's a nice place to take a trade. The previous DVA high, it corresponds only with the intraday DVA low. So it's not something massive. It's not like a, so it is a good place. still, because we see this the DVA low, so we may see a rejection there. But what I'll be looking for is if we can take these and these lows at least. So if it dives into it, so for example, if it dives into it, takes these lows and then come back, and this and this. If not these ones, I'll be looking to take trades from these ones. If we take out these lows, test the previous VWAP, which is also the CVA high, and then we can take a nice trade to the upside. Let's take a screenshot as well. If not, then we'll be looking to take something from the previous day low, which is 7.5 or 6 is way below. Is way below here. Another thing we're gonna get there. If we get there, it's a good support, and we can take some profits here, and then carry it to the upside. But I think the price is gonna really play in these levels today. One of these three levels are actionable. Anyway, that's my hypers for today, and we are ready to open in about 15 minutes. Okay. So I'm not gonna take any trade now, even though the location is good. We're opening in 10 minutes, so I'm just gonna be waiting the opening. If someone was at the charts at about 8 o'clock New York, that would be a nice trade to take. At the previous tested previous day high, DVA high, along with a retest of the zero base cumulative delta. So there was an alignment there. That would be a nice trade. Now, as I said, we're at the right location, but the volatility is very low. And we are opening in 10 minutes, so it's not going to take this trade. I'll be waiting to see what the market is going to do. Also, another thing is if we see the weekly we were just in a downwards tunnel here that we broke last night, and we now are kind of like retesting it. So I expect some bullish movement since we broke from that tunnel. Okay, that's one observation. Another observation is that we may push lower to test on the monthly 1.5, which is a 75.26. Yeah, that's close to the, let me see where it goes. Yeah, 75.26. We have a poke there. So if you see 75.26, we have a poke there. It's at the bottom of the structure, which is a good place to trade, and we may find the price coming into it. So that's what I'm saying. We're in a down rotation now. We did a lower low here, so possibly price was gonna want to test the 1.5 monthly. Another thing to consider is that price currently is about here, and we have from Monday, which was the Memorial Day, we have a small CVA, which I'm gonna draw anyway. Even though it wasn't the real RTH, gonna draw it because it still gives us information. Let's see. I'm gonna try to draw it as accurately as I can. Okay, that should be alright. Okay, I'm also gonna draw a line as well at the POC. Nice. Okay. Okay. So as I said, this POC, this area is nice for a retest. And if we happen to draw below at the POC or even at these lower faces here, which is the previous day low, so it's one of these three areas. Just gonna draw it here as well, which is the same on the other charts. So it's actually one here. If we draw here, it will get rejected, or if we draw take from this area. Okay. So we see that overnight it actually price tested and stayed for a while within that, but it rejected the price. That's from the 25th of Monday overnight. So we see how it reacted here around the POC. So this is an area where we may see some kind of consolidation. Okay, I'm gonna go to the toilet for 2 minutes before we start, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back now. Okay, so if you can see like my MT5, you can see here. Like that, yeah. This is a 15 minutes chart which I have like aligned with my execution chart. So you can see there are lows here, there are lows, there are lows here, which is the previous DVA. Sorry, this is the previous DVA high. These are probably from the VWAP. So I expect price to come and take these lows. And we have some more lows right at the bottom here. This is from yesterday. So I expect price to come and interact either with this one of these three lows, grab some liquidity, and then come again, and I will have this one, this peak as my profit target. Yeah, so if you can see here, I have the sessions. So I've marked the lows of this of each session we see here, and these are correspond with the previous VWAP, and these are lows very close to the POC and to the previous DVA low. So it's nice to see some targets for the market open. The market open, yeah, it's going straight away to take the liquidity. And on the high time frames, we see these are corresponding with CVA high. The Asia low is close to the pocket 1.5. So there is a lot of confluence in there. Okay, we dived, so we took these lows now from the overnight session. We are close to the zero now. Zero cumulative, I mean. I don't like to take any trades the first 7 minutes, so I'm not gonna do anything yet. I expect market to come and take at least to test the London low and take it. And then we will evaluate whether it's gonna go lower or take a trade from there. Market is trying to go, but it has slowed down very much. Still, if we are not on our level, we're not taking any trades. Mm, okay. We're not at our level yet, so let's wait. Now, now I'll be looking to things actually. Let me see if I can find. Yes, I'll be looking to things. One is a retest of this or this, or if price doesn't go here, but we reclaim the 75.48, we'll do like kind of like this. I'll enter. So it's one of these scenarios at the moment. The price is doing nothing. Not we are testing the lows of the recent structure. I mean, we're close. We're not testing the lows yet, but we're getting there. As you can see here, as you can see here, we're just testing these two lows now. We're about to test. We haven't broken anything yet. We see some liquidity here. So market is gonna go there to grab it. That's from the buyers. This is some limit orders. They removed it probably. Yeah, they removed it. Mm -hmm. Okay, we found rejection. Now I'm watching the DVA low. Now I'm watching the DVA low here. If we go above, I'm gonna go for the long. Let's see. I'm gonna risk 2%. Standard size. It's a bit risky because if I enter here, we're still below here is the previous DVA high. So I may want to see if it's gonna clear this side. We'll see. It's a bit tricky situation. Price action at the moment looks like like it wants to go lower. We're testing again. 75.30 is a key area. 75.30 and 75.15. Mm, now we hit no 75.30, so it's about here. This is a key area. From yesterday, reclaim of which came the big long. Now we've taken the overnight lows. As you can see here, we're taking these and these lows. Let's see how far we're gonna go. We're going to 75.30, which is a good area for longs. We saw here buyers stepped in right at the 75.30 and the Asia low. Yeah, 75.30 is it. 70. Jesus, this one is 750 contracts. Jesus, that's a lot. That's massive. Okay, cumulative delta dived below zero. We haven't hit the liquidity yet. Let's see if we're gonna grab it. We're gonna see any rejection or any trap. Below. Okay, we took the liquidity. Let's see if there's absorption. You can see here there's a big absorption. Okay, let's see now if we're gonna see any trap. And what I mean, let's see if we're gonna see price doing this, or it's not gonna go any deeper. It's gonna reclaim the VWAP, then it's our entry. But what I mean here, we see price dove below now. It was at the POC, the 14. If we see any reclaim, I can enter. Take probably some profits here, half one. I leave the other ones to the upside, to the 75.66 probably. Just wanna see how the POC, yeah. So the POC here has found resistance here. Probably it's gonna come and test this one again. Something like this. Boom, boom. Yeah. Okay, it's a nice big rejection. I think I'm gonna enter here with oh, I'm gonna go a bit heavier on this, I think now. Yeah, I'm gonna go a bit heavier because it's a really nice place to be in. So I went with about 3% instead of 2. I'll place my taking profits right at the 75. So the recent test of the highs, which was here. I like the absorption I saw. Here. We took the lows, we hit the POC. We're at the previous DVA low. We took all the possible lows. And I think now the market is time to go up. I don't like what I saw here, the pullback, the CVA high. Let's see if it's gonna hold. I place my stop loss below 75.24. We should see buyers stepping in. So the 1.5 and the POC hold so far. We saw sellers getting absorbed, which is something I like to see. Rejected again. Let's see. The trade is about 4 hour if it plays out. I'm not sure if it wants to go any lower. 74.15 maybe. Was it the previous day low? You see, we're just waiting buyers not to step in. They're just absorbing now. It may take a while to reverse the move. Big absorption right at the POC in the previous day low. Okay, we see price moving against the buyers, the sellers. So expecting them to be trapped now. Let's see. Now they're getting trapped. They just realized it. Okay, price is expecting to go higher now. Place my stop at the 75 20, sorry, 75, 68. 68. I'm gonna put it at 75, 65. Yeah, so my target now is about is at 75, 65-ish, just 1 point shy before the previous day high. I'm just gonna leave it now to play out. It's about a 2-hour trade, 1.9 so far. I left a bit of a gap just in case it does a liquidity sweep there. Okay, we see now. We see here that will be an entry, a secondary entry for someone. So we see a break of structure right here. That's a ICT concept. We see a break of structure. We see now testing the break of structure, and in theory that should go up now. There we go. So the buyers here, they got defended the area. Or it seems so. I don't know. We'll find out. Let's see. So 1 minute imbalance there. They're defending it. Yeah, we saw now our sellers try to sell, they got instantly observed. Let's see how it's gonna pan out. There's nothing else for us to do now. We took the trade, we accepted the risk, and now we're just gonna see if it's gonna pan out. The location is really nice, to be honest. Okay, we see how buyers respected the 50% imbalance right there. This volatility is low at the moment, but it's gonna pick up hopefully. Yeah, starting to get there. The buyers are having trouble to break the previous VWAP. So sometimes it takes time to digest and to reverse a big move like this. So why I entered was about here. Just wanted to see this absorption that it has some rejection as well. Someone could have entered a bit lower. I decided to enter about here, this area. So I'm out of the break even now about here. So we have a lot of bearish now. There's CVA high, we have the RTH VWAP. Our target is 75.65. Is about here. 565. Yeah, it's about here. It's actually a bit. It's about. It's actually just about here. Okay, now we see volatility picking up. Okay, we see price is delaying a bit, which is at the intraday VWAP, and there is also the previous DVA high there. So it makes sense to find some kind of rejection. Not rejection, but some absorption there. Let's see how we are on the heat map, if there's anything there. There's some buy interesting. Yeah, there's some interest for buyers. Just gonna let it play the whole movement. I'm not gonna take partials or anything. Mhm. Yeah, uh, we may see some. We didn't see it. I was expecting to do like a rebounds here, but probably was very bullish. It didn't go all the way down. We're crossing now the cumulative delta base, which is a good thing. Buyers look okay. Sellers try to sell, got trapped. They're gonna get trapped probably. A lot of sellers. Uh, Yeah, sellers are doing the rebounds. That's the relief candle we see here. Relief candle, so the price can go higher. And also gives the opportunity for those who missed the entry here to go to tag along now. Let's see. So we see price here. We tested again the CVA high. Let's see if we're going to confirm the breakout and we're going to migrate higher. So we see all these guys who had the stops right here, all those who pulled the market, that they closed their positions probably. Uh, as you can see here, I have a tool which I learned from a group from some Greek traders I used to trade with in the past, from with ICT concepts. So they had this tool, which they were calling as like standard deviation tool. So basically, what they're doing, they are measuring the manipulation leg, which is here, this one, and then using the Fibonacci values, so you see 100%, 200, 250, you could say that probably the trade is most likely to go to 200 to 250 in this area, and then up to 400, we see here is the top, that it may go in the more extreme conditions, if it's like more trending days and stuff. So I decided to take the bulk of my trades right here, just below, because we have a poke as well there from Monday. We have a poke, so I decided to take probably all of my position to close it there, or at least I'm gonna close a big parcels, a big chunk. Volatility has dropped again. Let's hope that the buyers are going to step in now. We're still below the cumulative delta zero. That's why we still have sellers present there. So as I said, initially I put my taking profit about here, but then taking into account the deviation projection and that the fact that we have the POC from the Monday, it's still like electronic, but still there is a POC there, which is like in the past caused problems. You see the overnight. So I decided to take the majority of my position about here, the 95%. I probably leave one probably runner up to see how it's gonna behave when it comes here. If I see that it has problems, it's gonna reverse back or anything, uh, I'm gonna close it as well. I'm just gonna see when we get there what's the price action like. So we're still flagging now. We took the lows, but we're still the cumulative, we're still below the zero. We can reclaim it, so that's why we can. So we're just expecting some volume to come in, some buyers. They're very weak now. We did a nice fail breakdown of this previous lows. We see here. We see here what a nice fail breakdown we did all these lows. You can show you right here. So we took all these lows from overnight. We haven't taken yesterday's lows, which is like 75.24, but we tapped into the overnight lows. We took all the previously session lows, and now we're just waiting for this thing to explode to the upside. We're coming back now to test out the balance from the buyer from the lows. Let's see if that retest is gonna find some buyers there to push. Hmm. The sellers are probably going to take the other lows from yesterday. Let's see. Seems to be a trick situation. I'm just gonna re-enter, to be honest. If I see some good buyers stepping in absorption again, probably I'm gonna add to my position. Probably by 1% more. We'll see. Probably by 1%. So want to see some kind of now it's testing some really very big limit orders down there. It's about 400 contracts at 75.27. There's a high possibility here we're gonna see price reversing. There's another retest. I'm just gonna add 1% more. Not now, but just waiting to see real absorption. Okay, there's some good absorption now. Let's see the buyers are persisting there. 400 contracts. Reloading, I think. Yeah, they're reloading. Let's see. Okay, 1% more added to my position. Yeah, I see the if you see down, if you see the big wall here, right here, these guys are still reloading. I saw them before. They went to 370, 80, and then just reloading. I saw the absorption. I added 1% more to my position. Mhm. Let's see if the buyers stepped in again. We witnessed the absorption. Now stepping in again. We see the order flow. Let's see. I want to see big explosive moves today. Haven't seen anything yet. Let's see. The buyers are still under pressure. They're trying to build up now. I think after the second retest of the area, I think it's gonna go now. We see the sellers are trying to compress. There's cumulative delta is still on the negative. The buyers are still defending. They haven't been on the offense yet. Let's see. You never know the volume of when it's gonna come. We're about an hour now. I think the sellers are gonna get exhausted at some point, trying to break that level. They keep trying. Let's see now. Hmm. They're trying. Yeah, they broke the liquidity now. So you see, they grabbed the liquidity from the lows, from the POC. Let's now I want to see the buyers coming in. Okay. Now there was a nice trap there for the sellers. Let's see. I will expect buyers to come in strongly after the big trap. Let's see. Sellers are trying to sell now. They should be get trapped now. Now they're getting trapped. Okay, nice. So you can see here. Yeah, so you can see here there were sellers who got trapped initially, came again. So there were sellers after they see this one level broke, they try to go lower. This one and the others they got trapped here. There is more bubbles here. Sellers are coming to price. Now all the sellers are getting trapped. When they release, I expect this one to go higher. So you can see here, for example, yeah. So you can see here how all the sellers this got trapped now. And what I was saying before is that we had absorption at the monthly, the Asia low. We tested again. We did a failed breakdown right at the pop. And then there were more sellers since they saw this one trying breaking and they're short. This one now are getting trapped. And hopefully all this now, all the sellers who are here and here, they're gonna resist their position, so we're gonna go higher. But that remains to be seen. It's a boring session. So we're at the VWAP now again. Man, I mean the previous DPA low has been tested ridiculously 3 times so far. Let's see if we're gonna see the breakout today. In this life or the next, as the gladiator will say. Uh, yeah, we're gonna see it. The sellers are trying to put some shorts there at the VWAP. Again, they are so predictable. I think this time or very soon they're gonna fail. They already start failing. And when we break above the VWAP, they're gonna start abandoning their positions. We don't see the volume from the buyers though. We don't see volume coming. Now they started resisting. Let's see. Mm, One of those days that you think it's gonna come, but the buyers are not doing anything. Not sure if they're gonna do something later on or we see a big flag here. Yeah, we can see a big flag here, but nothing is going, nothing is happening. There's like a big accumulation. Anyway, I think I'm gonna get ready for work. As I said, I'm gonna take profits right about this point. I don't care to go any higher. Uh, I'm gonna leave it running and see how it goes. Anyway, okay, as I said, I'm leaving now. Just took some screenshots of my archive. I'm gonna leave my position running, and because I'm expecting at some point this one to break out to the upside. Uh, just the buyers that haven't been absorbed fully yet. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna get ready and I'll see you tomorrow. I'll let you know how the trade has gone. Uh, some friends of mine that I know, for example, like they took they took some of their longs. They ended right here, but they took some longs, so they took profits at the VWAP. I'm not taking profits at the VWAP for the reason that I see there's a big structure building up here, and I expect to hit the poke again. Maybe later today in the session. Also, I see buyers are holding very well uh, on the lows, so that's why I'm not taking profits yet. I think the sentiment is gonna change. Uh, anyway, I'll see you later, guys. Have fun.